Alright, so we are on to our final review of our first review videos, and we are on to Sundance. And that is a mango cactus lemon curd. Neither one of us are super sure about this one from the smell, but smells can be deceiving. So we're all juiced up and ready to go. Fresh cotton again, as always. I dry it hard. I had some technical difficulties with my coils. So you go ahead and talk about that while I try to figure out what the heck went wrong here.
I kind of feel like the mango is very subtle in this one, but I definitely get it. Off the first hit, mostly I just got the custard kind of flavor.
So while we took our little break, I destroyed one of the coils in my velocity. And I forgot to turn down my wattage when I took out that coil. So my ohms are up really high. And my watts were too high for those ohms. So don't do that, because it hurts.
Alright, so this is going to be another one. I think that vape's a little bit better at higher temperatures.
So I'm not going to get it good, because...
So you might not get that. I kind of find that, like I started that off at 75 watts, at 70 watts. And I kind of felt like I wasn't overly fond of the custard, and I wasn't getting much of the mango. But I put that up to 90, and I'm going to put it up over 100 here in a minute. I'm still feeling like at 90 it's fairly cool. I definitely am getting a little bit more of the mango, and the custard is a little bit more smooth. It's a little smoother.
Now that I've got my watts versus ohms fixed here, I don't mind it. It's pretty subtle.
It has that like fake powder lemon thing that you really like in it, and that I really hate. So that throws it off for me. It's not like a real lemon. It's that really just fake flavoring, like lemon flavoring.
I want to try it on your setup there, because I buggered mine. I can't taste anything because I screwed up my RTO.
Mine is huge. Does your cap fit over mine?
Probably not. Ooh, okay. Let's try this.
That's like at 100 watts or something right now.
So be careful.
You might, yeah. I know you like it a little cooler.
Oh yeah.
Do you get that lemon?
I do. I get more custard than anything out of this. I don't get a lot of mango. I don't get a lot of lemon.
Yeah, I felt like at 90, like 85 or 90, the mango was a little bit more prominent and the custard not quite as much. At 100, I get that lemon custard. At 70, I definitely had custard.
It's not my favorite.
Much else.
It's not my favorite vape. It's my least favorite out of the 4.
I would have to say it's my least favorite.
Which,
sure.
you know, 3 out of 4. And I wouldn't say that Sundance is bad. It's just not for me. If you like a rich custard flavor that has those kind of subtle burnt notes in it, then you're going to be a fan.
Try that here. Try that at 85. I get the mango, and again, it's really subtle. The mango, it's like there's a sweetness to it, but it's still a really subtle kind of flavor. I definitely pick it up a little bit more in around the 85 watts. I think
Yeah,
that's at 85 watts.
I taste the mango, and yeah, it's at 85.
I kind of feel like at that point, the custard is smoothed out just a little bit, but I'm not picking up the lemon flavor in it, like the lemon, that fake artificial lemon flavor in that. So I would say
It's sorry, it's a lot smoother at 85 watts too.
yeah.
It's a lot smoother.
I don't feel like there's a point at which I vaped that flavor that I got all three flavors.
No.
And I'll turn that down really low. Like, let's turn that right down to 50.
And one thing to remember, guys, is that tastes are subjective. So something that we think is fabulous, you might not. And something that we think is 3 out of 5 stars, you might think is a 5-star. Tastes are subjective.
So down at 50 watts, maybe you pick up a little bit. I pick up maybe the 3 flavors, but not nicely. I don't feel like it's, at 50 watts, I don't feel like it's blending really nicely. Like at 85 watts, I felt like the flavors really blended, except I didn't get the lemon in there. So
I didn't taste much of the lemon at all, and I really like that fake lemon flavor, and I didn't get it. I'm good. I've actually had enough of that one.
okay.
But
Yeah, I would say not my favorite. Although
again, tastes are subjective. You're not
It's
gonna
not
like
a-
everything.
it's not a horrible flavor. I think definitely somebody that likes, like that really enjoys a custard is gonna really love this one, I think. And especially if you like the custards, but not with a lot of additional flavor and really high sweetness to it. This is definitely, I would say, among one of the nicer custards I've tried, probably. I'm not a personal fan of custards. But
My boyfriend would probably be a fan of this because he doesn't like super sweet.
Yeah.
He likes some more, not quite savory, but not sweet.
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, I think as a shop owner, that's one thing that I hear all the time. Hey, I need a custard, but not sweet. I don't want something sweet.
Yeah.
And so I think this one probably hits that
Yeah.
right on.
If you fall into
for a
that
lot of
category
people.
where you're not looking for something sweet, you're looking for something really mellow, mild flavor, and you're into that kind of burnt custard, because maybe it's just because I screwed up my palate when I dry hit there, but to me it's got like a burnt custard flavor.
I found at 100 watts and over, it definitely had that. I also kind of found that a little bit lower, it smoothed out a little bit and had a bit of a creamier flavor, not quite that burnt. So I think that's going to really depend on the wattage.
I'll
But
put it to
again,
you this way: if you like creme brulee, where it's all burnt on the top, the sugar part is all burnt on the top, you're gonna probably like that.
and again, I think tastes are really subjective. So it's going to taste a little different for me than it does for you and for
Yeah.
somebody else that's going to try it. We all pick up different flavors when we're when we're vaping and whatever. So yeah, not a hit for me. I think not a hit for you.
But 3 out of 4 were big hits for us. We both really liked the Cassidy, number
The Cassidy,
one.
yeah, absolutely.
And then I would rate the number 2 would be the Texan.
the Texan.
And
The
the Carver was good. There's nothing that really like stands out and wows me against the other two like the other two did.
Yeah.
But it's still a good, and you could vape it all day.
I think the Cassidy gave me the biggest wow effect, the biggest pop, the biggest.
See, you guys didn't see it,
That was really
but
nice.
Linda jumped the gun and tried it before we had the camera turned on, and her response the first time she tried it was like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
that's so good!" And
Yeah.
then she mellowed out for the video.
Yeah, I felt like the Cassidy was just, it was amazing. It was actually much better than I expected it to be. I was not expecting to like the Cassidy just because of the honeydew, but loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Loved it. So
Both
that
of
was
us converted melon vapors now.
That was absolutely a spot on kind of flavor for me. And I think overall the Kaktus line, the bottles, I love the bottles, and we already talked about that a little bit in the first, before the first flavor. Love the bottles. I love the childproof caps. I don't tend to buy juices personally that don't have the childproof cap on them.
And we both liked that it was a dark glass, but
Yeah.
still see-through, so you could see where your level of juice was, so you know when you need to go and buy more.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think a lot of companies are not putting expiry dates on there, and I'd like to see that on more brands than what you do. And even the ingredients, like this lists the ingredients on here. It's got your warning.
I think now, though, that vaping is coming more into the forefront, and that we're seeing more of it, that more companies are going to start listing all that information, just so that they look a little bit more credible, right? We're at a time now where we have to make sure that all of the information is there and available, not just for vapors, but for the people who are going to say, yeah, it's just as bad as smoking.
Yeah, absolutely.
The information needs to be there, and people need to know what they're buying. So good job to Premium Labs for hitting all of those marks. It's one of my favorite companies.
Yeah, they're really great, and we'll definitely be trying some more of their flavors in the weeks coming up.
And we should say big thank you to Premium Labs for giving us all these little tester bottles so that we could try out and start our reviews.
Absolutely. Excellent.
I think that's it.
I guess we'll see you next week.
Every Thursday.